everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Mel, and this is my just over average height husband, Adine. We are hustlin' hooks here and over on Instagram.
I feel like we should continue it this way. Keep going.
And we are back with another What Sold This Weekend. Includes an extra day. We've had a couple sales on the 24th we're including. Otherwise, these are Friday through Sunday. Let's get into them.
Stop asking me how tall I am, internet. Hey, so first off, we're gonna do our best to adjust our voice for this because our GoPro, we have the GoPro Hero 8 and literally just died. And if any of you have any tips on how to get this thing back working, comment below. I'm gonna reach out to them on Monday to see if I can get a replacement. Yeah. The only thing I know is I'm really scared because Christmas was a couple of days ago and I have all the footage of our kid on here for Christmas, so I'm a little bit bummed about that. Hopefully that doesn't get deleted. Anyhow, it's a What Sold video this past weekend. We'll jump into it, we'll alternate, and show you some categories that do really well for us.
So before we start going over our sales, we want to give a quick update on our holiday giveaway that we've been doing. There's only a couple days left. We have so far raised about $1,500, which is awesome. Thank you for everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
We've cut a check for $500 to one family, and we're still looking for the second family, and then we know who the third family is going to be.
Yeah. So
looking forward to giving away more money, and we'll definitely make a video after the new year once we have distributed everything.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. Like we've said in previous videos, we are going to keep things relatively private unless the family wants to be shown. Right. But at the end of the day, it's going to be people who need it. And again, thank you guys for watching and supporting our content. We're doing great things.
Yeah, let's go over the shoes first. Okay, so starting with these Timberlands. They're Gore-Tex, nothing fancy, just waterproof, excellent condition, of course. They sold for $47.
And of course, all of our shoes are free shipping. So again, shoes that are relatively small ship for about $8. If they're bigger boots, about $14, depending on where they're going. The next ones are a brand called Lacrosse. They're like a work boot, basically. These are a bit scuffed up, but they still sold really fast. We paid $7 for them at our local Goodwill. We cross-post all of our shoes and all of our clothing on Poshmark and eBay. These sold within the same day for $45, and they're the ones who cover shipping. So really happy to see these go really fast. Funny thing is they were on my phone for like 3 weeks and I listed them, they sold same day. So get your stuff listed.
The next ones were these Columbia boots, which actually we thought would sell a lot faster. These actually took a while. They're just your basic women's snow boot. Again, treads are awesome. They sold for $35.
Next up, these Merrell slip-ons. We've sold several of these. These are excellent condition. $32 out the door. Again, we paid about $6. These sold today.
This last pair of shoes that we're going to cover just sold. These are Brooks Ravenna 4. They're this really great colorway. They're in pretty decent condition. There's some scuffs and wear to them, obviously all disclosed, and they sold for $36.
That's it for all the shoes. We're gonna switch back and forth so we can have more screen time to pop this stuff up. We'll kind of alternate and show you the rest of the stuff behind us that sold.
Yes. Okay, so the first thing I'm showing you is this. It's a vintage Oster kitchen center. It is just the arm of a mixer. We have the full machine. It does work. We tested it, but we took it apart because it wasn't 100% complete. So this part, we have maybe $5 into it, and it sold for $50. This is just a fishing reel. We picked this up at an estate sale for $5, and it sold for $55. So that fishing reel is really light. It will be very cheap to ship. That arm is a little bit heavy. It might cost us up to $15 to ship it. Next is another Department 56 piece. It's the Camden Park Square from the Village. These have been selling very well for us. This piece we have about $15 into it, and it sold for $60. It'll probably ship for about 15 to 20 at the most, depending on where it's going. Next is another Monster High doll. You know, we've been selling these very regularly from that big lot that we finally got around to listing. This is Spectra. She sold just as she is. She's a first wave and she sold for $30. And then this is a new in-box cassette recorder. Picked this up for $8 at a local thrift store. It sold for $45 and it's going through the global shipping program. So we only have to get it to Kentucky. It'll probably be about $10 to ship it down there. Now we're going to trade off and Nadine will cover the next few sales.
We're going just in order, so these are pretty random. This is a pair of Adriano Goldschmied jeans, women's. They sold for 38 bucks. We picked them up Goodwill for $5. We've sold a decent amount of these. They do relatively well. Not all of their styles do really well. Melinda is pretty good about picking out which ones will and which ones won't. This one did pretty well. 38 bucks out the door. It's $7.33 to ship this in an envelope. This Insignia CD player I picked up at a garage sale. I remember that day because I stopped by 3 garage sales and they were all super dry. I found this thing for $2. It's a really nice condition. Came with the charger and it sold for $29 with free shipping. And it might ship first class if we can keep it light enough. We might just bubble wrap it and just stick it in a bag. It'll be fine. Speaking of a brand that is kind of hit or miss, J. Crew is one of those. Also, Melinda understands J. Crew a lot better than I do. So typically I don't go through women's tops. I will go through women's bottoms like jeans. She picked this up for $4 and it sold on eBay pretty quickly for $34. And this most likely will ship first class as it's super light. So we'll just pop it into a bag, put a sticker on it and out the door. And then finally, this Emerald sold for $60. Emerald is just a great brand. We've talked about this many times. You can see the brand stamped on the bottom. We actually had this one loaded up with an 8-quart that didn't have a lid, but this lid fit both. But someone offered just to buy the 8-quart without the lid for $80. And then this one sold for $60. So again, about 12 to 15 bucks to ship it. Pretty easy to ship. A lot of people ask how we ship pots and pans. All we're going to do is bubble wrap the lid because it's glass. Then we're going to invert it. Then we're going to paper wrap it all together several times and just stuff paper around it, put it in a box that fits it. They're not that complicated to ship because they're made out of metal, and even the glass lids, they're surrounded by a metal ring. They're pretty hard to break, if that makes sense. So as long as you have a box big enough for it, don't be afraid to sell pots and pans, as they're some of the easiest things to ship out. This lot of TY babies, I really don't even know why I picked this stuff up. I thought maybe there's something decent in here, but there wasn't, and I didn't really feel like looking them all up individually. So I just lotted them all up. There's 7 of them. They sold for 30 bucks. They have clothes on them. They're all from like 2000s. They're nothing special. 30 bucks. We'll just pop those into a bag. They'll ship for about $9. I think they cost $4 altogether in like a grab bag at Goodwill. Don't pick up TY. Don't pick up Beanie Babies. It's typically a waste of your time unless you're okay with super small margins and super slow sellers. Then yeah, go for it. So that's it for me. I'm going to give it right back to Melinda. She'll cover the next batch.
So I wanted to explain a little bit about why the J. Crew sold so fast. It sold less than 24 hours after we listed it. And one reason I picked it up is because it's J. Crew. It's not the factory. And I know that from the tag. This is a black J. Crew. The factory ones have 2 little dots under the J. Crew. That means it's factory, which means it's a little bit more mass produced. And it's 100% wool. So I look for wool, cashmere blends, something like that when I'm looking at sweaters, especially from brands like J. Crew that are pretty saturated. And then this sort of Nordic Fair Isle type of style here. It's pretty popular. It's very classic. People like it. So I just wanted to give a little bit more information if you're going down the sweater aisle and if you do look for more clothes than we do. And speaking of, the next sale were these silver, the style is Suki jeans, and the pockets are a little bit more embellished. We tend to go for jeans that have a little bit more flair. They sell a little bit better. So these sold for $34 and we paid $5 at our local Goodwill. Next are these lot of 4. They're the original Nintendo. We just have a couple bucks into them. They came with this huge video game lot that we got from someone, and they're not worth much as individuals. So we just lotted them up and sold these for $17. Next is this awesome vintage Fisher-Price town. This opens up so you can see the inside of everything, and it has a couple features like the garage goes up and down. It's in very good shape considering how old it is. It also comes with all of these accessories. It's not 100% complete, but it's very close to being complete with a couple extra spare parts in there as well. So we picked that up at a garage sale for $30 and it sold for $135. Our next sale was actually more Fisher-Price pieces. These were just extra from a big lot that we picked up some time ago. So we don't have anything into them, and they sold for $20 and they'll ship first class. We actually just made another sale. It's a vintage Monopoly board. We picked it up with a bunch of Monopoly games that we've already sold 2 on Facebook Marketplace for $15. We picked everything up for $20, and this just sold for $39. And then I'm also going to cover our one Etsy sale that we made this weekend. It's a vintage punch set. It's complete. It has the hangers and everything in there. We don't pay a lot for these because they do get a little pricey to ship, especially depending on where they're going. So we have $5 into this, and it's sold on Etsy for $75. And with that one, I will hand it back to Adine.
All right, the last 5 for this video. Another pair of jeans sold. As you can tell, we tend to focus on shoes and jeans as far as clothing goes, and those 2 categories we do relatively well in. These are Buckle Black Label. They have a black label on them, which should be pretty obvious. They're skinny jean. We got these for $5 at our local thrift store. They sold for $39 on Poshmark relatively quickly within 2 days. The BKA black stuff does really well for us. All the ones we've ever found sold within a couple of days. Next one, Land's End is not a brand that we look for. This is a sweater that came from Linda's mom. It's brand new with tags, most likely an old Christmas gift. We sold it for $30 on Poshmark. There's a person that's texting us or sending us messages on eBay about a dish that we're trying to sell. They don't like our price, so they're sending us comparables, and we keep telling them to buy that because we don't care about their opinion. Here's a quick tip for anyone that's new to this. Oftentimes you're gonna get offers and messages from people that are not interested in the price you're asking for it. Just politely give them a counter offer or just tell them to move on. Sometimes they're just gonna keep messaging. If I sound annoyed, I'm a little bit annoyed because I just want this person to leave us alone. Anyways, this fishing jacket from Colombia sold. $5 from Goodwill, excellent condition. It sold for $30. It may ship first class. It had this PFG emblem on the front. It stands for Performance Fishing Gears. So in the title, we definitely wanted to make sure that that's in the title, obviously with the size and the description of the vest. We've done well with those. We've sold a few. Every time we see them in good condition, we'll buy them if they're about $5. And we just made another sale. What is this thing? Oh, a rotary phone. People buy the darndest things on eBay. This rotary phone that I'm going to edit into this video just sold for $40 shipped. We picked it up for $5 at an estate sale. 2 more sales that I'm going to cover. Both are the V-Fit boards. Both of these we listed today and both sold within the hour. This first one complete in the box. It's the V-Fit Plus. It sold for $60 shipped. It'll be about $15 to $20 to ship it. It's just kind of awkward. Finding a box for these is kind of tough. The next one sold for $37. It's just a bit dirty. I did my best to clean it up the best that I could. Also comes with the game. Sold for $37. We paid $3 for it at our local Goodwill. And then the games, we usually have about $1 into these games when we're buying big bulk lots of them typically from Facebook Marketplace. We usually pay about $1 or $2 per game. With these, we wait until we find a balance board and then we pair them up because it makes sense to do so. We also test all of them. This is a common question that we get. We do have several Xboxes, several generations of Nintendo consoles. We have all those consoles available so we can actually test the stuff before we ship it. That reduces our return percentage. That also gives our buyers, our customers, more confidence, and we're much happier sending something out when we know that it actually works. We believe that these sold so fast because it's that time of the year. People are making New Year's resolutions, and I'll ask the audience, what is your New Year's resolution? And then what do you think is the #1 New Year's resolution for 2021? It probably has to do with fitness, right? So that's why these are selling so fast. We have 4 more available for sale to be all listed today. That's it for all the items that sold for us this weekend. Next up, we'll transition into both of us standing together, telling you thank you and going over some of the numbers. We're also going to respond to this person and won't just leave us alone. Leave us alone, lady. We don't care how much the dishes are worth in your opinion. It's our eBay store. Anyways, see you soon. As you can tell behind us, we put stuff in boxes. We finished all the shipping. It's about 11:30 at night, Sunday night, for reference. So it's time for us to get to bed. I did some envelope math. So in total, we had 25 sales. We actually had 2 more come in during the last 10 minutes, but we're not packing those, so we're not going to count them. The gross behind was 25 sales for $1,182, about $120 in fees, roughly $214 to ship everything. Remember, we have a free shipping model, so we pay for shipping, except for Poshmark, they pay for shipping. And then sometimes we forget to hit the free shipping button, so hey. Cost of goods was roughly $174. The net is what you get taxed on. In this case, we would be paying about $134 in taxes. Depending on how much money you make annually, you belong in a specific tax bracket. The one we belong in, we're going to be taxed at about a 20 to 25% rate. So that's how we figure out our tax estimate. So at the end of all of that, $539 is our cash profit. So $539 goes into the bank, and we can reinvest that into whatever we want to.
We also know that we have a 3rd video in this series coming out. The death of our GoPro has affected that timeline a little bit, so that's obviously pushed back. We do want to put that on a really good quality recorder, so we're going to wait until we either get the GoPro fixed, a new GoPro, or something figured out to film that on. And then of course after the holiday we'll have the update on what we did with giving away our YouTube money.
Yeah, so we do apologize. This video is lower quality. It's filmed on an iPhone 10. We are going to be buying another camera, a vlog type camera, probably tomorrow. We're going to add that, and that way we have at least 2 cameras that are higher quality for these videos, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're giving you the best content that we can with the skill sets that we have and the best equipment that we can afford. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate you as always. Like, subscribe, all that jazz if you liked it. If you didn't like it, yeah.
Like, subscribe, all that jazz.
That's right, all that jazz. Anyways, well, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.
Have a good night.
Later.